In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the best way to get to Max World as soon as possible in Anime Rising. Welcome everyone to a brand new game on the channel, Anime Rising by O Trademark and his development team. And like title says, as one of the testers and someone who has played this game a little bit more than your average player, I'm going to be giving you guys the best tips and tricks in order to become the best player and obviously get to Max World. So when you start out, you're obviously going to have a quest over here to, do your things. My main first big tip for you guys is when you are doing your quest, don't go for anything except these common units. The reason being, your quest asks you to kill and arise common units for most of the quest, and you don't want to spend your time going after epics, legendaries. If you see a mythic, good luck. Chances are you probably won't even be able to kill it. However, the best way to progress, one of the fastest way to progress, is only going after these common units because they're the cheapest, they're the weakest to kill, and obviously you can arise them for your quest and get your kills much faster. That way you can progress with your quest quicker, and you want to try to get to Max World as soon as possible. Now, the next big thing I have is over here. These are your unit slots. You never individually upgrade a unit, but you upgrade the unit slot. So whatever unit you put on the first slot will be whatever the level corresponds here. So if I unequip my Rengoku and, let's compare the damage. So as you can see right now, my Gyu is doing average DPS of 1.32k, and if we equip him on the first spot, it goes up to 4.5k. That's because the unit didn't level up, but the slot we put him in has leveled up. So in the beginning, what you want to do is to get to Max World quickest, you want to get one of these to level 10 and then do the same for the other things. That way your one unit will be much stronger, and especially if you get like an epic rarity unit or a legendary unit, that unit will be carrying your team so much all the way. Next big thing is quirks. Your quirks make a huge difference in this game. Let me show you what I mean. Right over here, you guys can see this is a first world mythic Yoo-hoo that we got. So he is literally still one of my strongest players because of his damage. So if we go ahead and compare the damages, you can see his base average DPS is 1.45k and my Luffy is 1.47k. And even though he is a first mythic from the first world, not even like Sung Jin Woo mythic, literally the first mythic, because of his stat boost right over here, he has S class, S damage, and punch damage of 8. He is still very strong just because of his passives. Now the way passives work is this first slot is given to rare units, second epic, legendary, mythic, and so on. However, the last slot on your mythic team is called a class quirk, and these are the real deal. If you see over here, if you look at my Eagle Reaper, look at his thing. He has a passive called Lucky 77 of B rank. Each one has a potential to be from F all the way to S, I believe, or even SS. And this passive, basically, if you're lucky, do 777 times the damage, which is ridiculous. Now I'm not sure how often that happens, like the chances of it like being 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000, a million, but obviously the higher the rarity, I'm guessing the more likely it is to happen. So level up your units or level up your slots, and make sure your carry unit is very high. Now obviously there's a feature in the game where you can't get this all the way to level 25 while this is being level 1. These levels have to be 10 levels from the highest to the lowest. So I can't upgrade this anymore, even if I had summon XP to level 35. Well, actually I could because of this. Actually I can't because my lowest level is 24, so it would be impossible for me to get this to 35. I would need to get this to at least 25 for this to go to 35. My next big thing is obviously, one, you're doing your quest, make sure you also try to do your daily quest as well as your weekly quest. These weekly quests give a lot of rewards, a lot of gems over here, and a lot of revive scrolls, boost, and stuff like that, and these boosts are really nice. The next big piece of advice over here is these rewards, these income tab. So you get 10 of these in a 24-hour period, the first couple being free, and afterwards when you press fast claim, you will get basically twice the amount of your income. So example, I get 35,000 an hour. When I fast claim, I would get 66 on the dot instantly. Every time you fast claim, your diamond cost increases from all the way up to like from 100 all the way up to like 2 to 3k, something like that. So use this sparingly, and the best way to utilize this is if you have VIP, you get 10%, as well as if you have 5 friends in the server you have added, you get an additional 10%, max of 20%. That's when you want to claim it. If you don't have any friends, make some friends. It's not that hard, and you know, there's other ways to get that. I would recommend doing this once you have, you know, maxed out boost possible. If you can't get VIP, good news for you, we are actually doing a VIP giveaway in my Discord. So if you want a chance of winning VIP, make sure you guys join my Discord and enter the giveaway. So yeah, use this very well. Do not just use it all at the same time, and obviously you'll be locked by gem or, you know, max of 10 times a day, but that's one of the best ways to do it. Now, if you played the countdown, you should have gotten a direb. Sorry, if you did the countdown quest, you should have gotten an extra boost. And if you played Anime Champions, you should have also gotten a direb. You should have also gotten a free direb unit. So this unit will carry you up until, I'd say, World 3. After World 3, it's not that good. It falls off, but it's very, very good early on. I would highly recommend putting him in your best slot and upgrading him. I would highly recommend leveling up the slot with your direb until you get something better, and, you know, rerolling some quirks on him to further progress even faster. And now, you might have some boost. I wouldn't use this up until you get to World 3 because you don't really need these, especially like the shiny luck boost. If you have these income boosts, use them once you have max income, because it's nice extra, you know, income for you to progress. I wouldn't hold back on these, but make sure you have maxed out income for that. Now, as far as I know, these pets and things really don't do much. Maybe they do, but I think they're just purely cosmetic, so don't worry about that. Now, if you start struggling at later worlds, such as, let's say, Galactic Ruins, where a lot of people will start struggling, especially when you get to like the Vegeta boss or the Vegeta NPC and the Goku NPC, this might be the time where you go back to previous worlds like One Piece or Monarch City to try to get better units. Or if you have some quirks, reroll on your best unit to get, you know, one of the best quirks possible. That way you'll get some more DPS very quickly. Now, another big thing is come over to the top right here and press the guide button, and this literally just take like 5 minutes to read it. It tells you a lot of the game, but we'll briefly summarize it. So you can ascend your units. The first thing is you can ascend a unit all the way from a rare to its mythic form. So you guys saw Yoo-hoo, you can get a common, from a common to a mythic. So you can get a Yoo-hoo to a common and get him all the way up to a mythic if you can't, you know, have him spawn. Or if you can't do that, ascend him. Now, ascending costs quite a bit. You need mythic essence, which you get from killing other mythic things. Coins, 18 million is redonkulous. Hopefully they fix that. And souls by just arising them over and over again. Factions as well. If you can read this, but basically if you played Anime Champions, factions are very similar. It's like Harmony, where, you know, if you have the same faction, you will get extra damage points. Elements are crucial. Basically, these are the element types, while light and dark counter each other. If you have advantage, you'll do 30% more versus doing a little bit less if you have a disadvantage. Now, this is one of the biggest things about this game that differentiates itself from other games. In this game, there are 5 classes from Berserk, Assassin, Tactician, Mage, and Brawler. Your Berserk is the ones that the stronger the enemy and longer they have to attack, the more damage they'll do. Assassins do burst DPS and are really good at clearing NPCs with low HP. Tacticians buff your overall team, and a Mage has high DPS that do well against single target enemies. While a Brawler is pretty much like your average good unit no matter what he's attacking. Now, if you have some Robux to spend, like 99 Robux, you will get a starter pack which offers a very good reward for what it is. I would highly recommend doing that. You don't really need to buy much in the game, but if you want an extra edge, I would recommend spending the 99 Robux pack to get yourself a little boost. The next thing we want to talk about is store. So if you come over here to the market, there's 3 different markets. You have your gold and diamond market, you have your dungeon currency market, as well as your friends market. These markets have a daily and weekly cooldown, and let me tell you, the rewards are pretty nice. So you can buy these if you choose. I would choose to spend it carefully. Don't buy everything you see. The best things to honestly get are these potions, and I would be very careful about spending your diamonds and gold especially. But your dungeon one, these are pretty farmable. I would recommend buying things such as the quick income one, which is really nice. Anything like that. These ones are not too important. These ones are okay. Obviously, Arise Luck is good, and these revive scrolls are used to revive dungeon bosses as well as raid bosses. The weekly one has better things. Basically, you have break orbs to limit break from level 10 and upwards. Every 10 levels you have to break them so they can continue being upgraded, and the 1 hour quick income is honestly really good. Now, the way the friends market work is for every friend you have in the server, you will get hearts over time, and with these hearts you're able to buy a variety of things such as tokens, class quirk tokens, scrolls, boost, and much more. These are really good. Look at these 30-minute quick income just like that for 200 hearts for doing absolutely nothing. I would highly recommend being in a server with your friends at all time so you have hearts going non-stop. Obviously, check out the codes in the Discord and extra free stuff. The next important place is the Central Gate Hub. If you are feeling stuck, I would highly recommend doing a couple of things. First thing is probably dungeons. You will have to do dungeons at some point in your quest, but dungeons are a really nice way of getting crystals like we talked about, as well as class quirk tokens for your mythic and above. They give good rewards, and if you have a good dungeon you want to do, I would recommend doing it, but don't do this off the bat because dungeons are pretty difficult from the start. I would level up a little bit. Now, there's also castle similar to tower in you know, Anime Champions, and castle, it is very unique. So you can do this every day, basically 5 daily floors, or you know, you can do whatever one is possible right now. So we can't do the Friday one, obviously, or can we? Oh wait. However, the main thing when doing dungeons in the castle is looking at the elements if you are struggling, and find something that will easily counter it. Like obviously earth is, or grass is countered by fire, so you want to go here with a fire element. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, at some points you will get hard stuck on your quest because of the cap this game intentionally does. And you might be like, what do you mean cap? Well, as you can see, my current quest is to get a level slot to 40, which I literally just don't have enough resources to do. I need to get this slot, the closest one, 35 to 40, which is also why I recommend having one much higher than the others for quests like these. But I just don't have enough resources right now in order to do that. I don't have enough XP summons, which I need to kill more, and because I've already reached my daily limit over here, it's much more difficult to get these. So if you feel like there's really no way for you to progress, don't worry, that's intentional. At that point, the best thing for you to do is just grind some NPCs, either from lower world to get like legendary and mythics, or just AFK at your max world in order to get, you know, the best mythics possible. That's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the tips and tricks, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great time playing this game, and I'll see you next time. Peace.